10.2. Number 1. So, hypothesis test and confidence interval for a difference of two means, independent. So now we're talking means. What's different? This is means instead of proportions. Do shoppers at the mall spend more money on average the day after Thanksgiving? That's coming up, right? Compared to the day after Christmas. Which one do they spend more money on? So this would be something a marketer, businesses would want to use this statistical information. The 60 randomly surveyed shoppers on the day after Thanksgiving spent an average of $124. Their standard deviation was 27. The 60 randomly surveyed shoppers on the day after Christmas spent an average of 115. Their standard deviation was 43. What can be concluded at the alpha 0.05 level of significance? So we got to do this test at the alpha 0.05. So how are we going to do it? Well, first off, we're going to go to our notes. Let's do that. All right, to the notes we go. Exam 4 notes. That'll give us the guidance we need. So exam 4 notes. This time we're talking about not proportions, but means. Two independent means. We have Thanksgiving shoppers and Christmas, day after Christmas shoppers. So the two groups are not matched pairs. They're not. We'll talk about that more later. They are independent. They're two separate groups. They are. That's true. Use the two sample t-test or the two sample t-interval. So in our case, we're going to use the t-test because we're doing a hypothesis test. So there we go, two sample t-test. Everybody see that, how I'm coming up with that? Two sample t-test. So up we go. Let's, we're going to do, we should use a t-test for two populations independent. You want to use independent because these are totally separate. They're not matched up in any way. We'll see the matching thing a little bit later. All right, so what's being claimed? Let's write the claim up here. What's being claimed? Do or ask. Do shoppers at the mall spend? Mine says more. You might have an equal amount or less or something like that. Mine says more on Thanksgiving compared to Christmas. So they're saying now it's not P, it's not proportions, it's mu. And it's more, so it's greater. So do you see why we're using the U, which is really the mu? Because it's averages, right? It's not proportions, it's not percentage. We're not doing percentage in this section. We're doing average amount of money spent the day after Thanksgiving and the day after Christmas. All right, we'll put Thanksgiving first, and we'll put Christmas second. Why? Because that's just the order they came in the problem. Thanksgiving first, then Christmas. Okay, here we go. So what's the HO? It's going to be U1 and U2, mu1 and mu2. And, wait a minute, is that how they want us to write it? They want to, but no, I think they want mu1 minus mu2, don't they? Isn't that what they're going to do on this one? Isn't it mu1 minus mu2? So I think we need to go with that. All right, so let's check that out. So mu1 minus, let me see how it is on the homework screen here. Let's go there. All right, so yeah, so it's going to say mu1. Oh no, I don't know why they say enter a decimal. Ignore that. It's just weird. It's saying enter a decimal. That's what's throwing me off. Yeah, ignore that. Enter a decimal. It's just a mistake in the question. Just totally ignore that. That's what was throwing me off. All right, back to it. Okay, so ignore this. So it's mu1, what? Equals, HO is always equals, as you know. This will be mu1 greater than mu2 for me, because that's the claim, right? One of the two has to match the claim. Are you seeing what I'm saying? One of those two has to be the same as the claim, right? Let's go over here. Weak evidence, always for HO. Strong evidence will always lead us to H1. Okay. So let's go to our calculator. We're going to go, maybe I can squeeze it in right over here. We're going to go stat and go over to tests and go down to 2 sample T, number 4. Two sample T test. So, and then hit enter. So we're choosing number 4, which is the 2 sample T test. All right, and so when you choose that, then you've got to also highlight stats, because we don't have data on this one, do we? Stats and hit enter. So you got to go over to stats and hit enter. And then when you do, you'll get an X1 and then an S sub X1 and an X2 and an S sub X2. Oh, wait, I forgot N1. Yeah, you're getting a lot of stuff, huh? And then N1, and then an X2, S sub X2, N2. You're getting a lot of blanks here. Okay, let's put in the information. So what do we got? 60 randomly shoppers. That's our N1, isn't it? They spent an average of $124. That's this is X bar, I should say. X bar and X bar, which means it's average. S sub X1 standard deviation, $27. Then the next group is another 60. That's N2. Average 115. 115, that's X bar 2. And their standard deviation was 43. Like that. We got all those numbers. You put all those numbers in. And then you have to choose greater, because you just do whatever H1 has. For me, it's greater. Yours might be different. Okay, then it's going to ask you a question about pooled. It's going to say pooled. In fact, let me write it somewhere else where you can see it better. When it says pooled, I'll put it up here. Pooled, we always say no. We always say no. Everybody hearing me on that? For pooled, you always say no. That's on the notes. I'll show you right here. Somewhere. Yeah. So here's the notes for your 2 independent means. So let's see what it says right here. 2 independent. Oh no. Otherwise, select stats. if lists of data, if two lists of data are given, that's not us. Choose stats, put in this stuff. If pooled, always choose no. So it's right on the exam notes for you. Put all that information in, and I just did and hit calculate, and I'm getting a t-value. I'm getting a t-value equal to 1.373, and I'm getting a p-value equal to 0.08, round to 4 places, 0.864. All right, my p-value, p is 0.0864. How does that compare to my alpha significance level? Alpha is 0.05. So my p-value is greater. My p-value is greater. So that means my p is not low, right? If the p is low, the null must go. If the p is not low, the null must not go. So in my case, p is not low, HO, so not low. P is not low, HO does not go away. So I'm going to what? Keep HO, meaning fail to reject HO. Are you tracking with me? So the P is not low. So the null does not, right? My P was greater. So it's not low. So the HO does not go away, which means we keep the null or fail to reject the null. We're failing to reject the null. We're keeping the null. All right, let's get to our final conclusion then. So this is the same as the other test. This is just means instead of proportions. Let's get to the conclusion. So we're keeping HO. So I'm going to go up here. I'm going to circle HO. I'm going to cross out H1. Keeping HO. There's my conclusion. So evidence is weak. So statistically significant? No. Insignificant? Yes. Insignificant? Yes. Significant? No. All right, I'm down to two options already. Let's read on. So there is statistically significant evidence to conclude. Wait, no. They went back to significant. No. All right, that was easy. So there's insufficient evidence, yes, to conclude that the population mean amount that the day after Thanksgiving shoppers spent, that day after Thanksgiving shoppers spent is more. Right. There's insufficient evidence to conclude more. That's right. There was not enough evidence to conclude more. So I hope that's not confusing. I hope you don't just see the word more and think that's wrong. That's actually right. They're saying there was not enough evidence to conclude more. That's like me saying the person was not, there was not enough evidence to convict them as guilty. That means they're innocent. That means at least the court deemed them innocent, right? There was not enough evidence to conclude more. Right, that's right. That's why we stayed with equals, because the evidence was weak. There we go.